One of the quoted sources from our most recent piece apparently attempted to backtrack from their own statements presented in our investigation. I say apparently because in reality I haven't even actually seen the video itself, but people have raised questions based on what they heard in this video. As I say, I haven't seen the video. I don't need to. It's guaranteed there's nothing in it that'll show even one word from our expose was false. The real surprise, however, wasn't the video. The real surprise was the person who made it. And the reason I say this is because of all the people who've been the subject of some of the lowest insults, smears, and vicious personal attacks by the fraud, one of the worst victims was Tim Alexander. So I'm not sure what Tim has said about Tommy, but I am sure what Tommy has said about Tim.
And we had a situation here, and the young lady. Well, there was a guy, and the guy didn't even have the sex. It wasn't like he was getting it, but he lost business with me trying to get sex from somebody that he would like to have sex with. All because he didn't like that me and her were hanging out because we make such a handsome couple, right? Right. So he wasn't feeling that. So he was like, no, Tommy got a girl, he got a little dick. Don't you be laughing? Anyway, but dude, I'm telling y'all, it was I don't want to say who it was, because I don't want to put Tim on blast. I'm sorry, but I do want to say, but it was like, he went from we're doing business so I'm trying to do her so much that I'm going to talk shit about you.
Wow.
And I couldn't believe it. And I was like, this nigga's 90 years old. Yeah, didn't talk shit about the lady to me, so talk shit about both of us. At that age, and let me say this, Jason, this is one thing I want to ask you about. What I told him in response, I said, dude, I looked up to you. And I looked up to you even though I didn't have to because I'm on a higher plane than you. But I still looked up to you because I had respect. And I said the problem with black men is we don't have a black man above us to look up to. We don't have that black man that we can look up to and he's going to treat us like someone he wants to disseminate information to. So most of the time as a black man, we got to find out about life through trial and error. What do you think about that?
I had planned on doing a video and I'm still going to do it because I'm just going to do it. I got into an argument with Tim, and I think this was the final straw this morning. When I got up and got ready to go to the radio station to do the show with Tyreek and myself and Zoe, you know how shit crosses your eye on your Facebook, what's it called, your news feed? Well, this crossed my news feed from Tim Alexander. And I'm going to read to you all quotes. It goes to what you just talked about with that guy. Tim, a 56-year-old divorced father of twins from a woman who had 3 damn kids who fucked him over in the process, wrote this. I love kids, anybody's kids, and I am 100% good with a woman I'm interested in having kids. They would just be mine too. Real men think like this. They are daddies to the core. And they have daddy love to spill on every child they meet who need it. This is a 56-year-old man that said real men think like this. So he spoke like a female by using the word real men to shame and embarrass anybody who does not want to take on another woman's kids. So I went on his post and went the fuck off. I said, Tim, this is the worst advice I've ever heard you give anyone. I said, so you telling an 18-year-old boy, man, an 18-year-old, a 21-year-old, a 22-year-old, that he should think, act, and believe like you at 56, who has 2 damn kids. He should think like you? That is the most irresponsible advice you could ever give a man. And it's coming from a man? I guess I can go ahead and throw it out there. I'm going to say it because I'm just an open person. Him and I fell out because of a few things that were weird. You talked about the old guard. This is a man who I thought he did great stuff, and I still don't have any issue with him, but I'm going to tell the truth of what happened. What happened was this is a man who I had tried to contact all the way out on my way to L.A. He wouldn't respond to me. He had a group on Facebook. He kicked me out because he said I cussed too much. He said I'm blah, 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 all this stuff. Well, by the time I got to L.A., though, he realized how big I had gotten. So he had changed his whole thought towards me. Now he wanted to, quote-unquote, put me under his wing. But guess how much it was going to cost me for him to do it? He said he wanted to charge me $15,000 a month. He said for $15,000 a month, he would handle everything for me. And I said, but Tim, no one handles my stuff, and I've been doing what I've been doing for 5 years. He said, yeah, but you could be bigger than that. I said, no, I'm good. He kept on telling me how he made Master P, how he made all these people. But I'm not stupid. I looked that he was trying to get Diary of a Tired Black Man funded. He asked for $25,000 or $30,000. He got $5,000. So if you can make me a star, why you can't get more than $5,000 for yourself? But I didn't say nothing. I just thought it was cool to have an older man holler at me that I respected. You know what I mean? I feel like I could learn something from him. Then he went down to $10,000 a month. Then he said, "Okay, just give me $5,000 a month, and then we'll pay for every little." I was like, "Tim, I'm not giving you that shit at all." This was his response. He said, "Well, you paying about that much to stay in them condos." So in his mind, he thought, "Well, if you living like that, why don't you downgrade so you can give it to me?" I said, "Really?" But I still worked with him. I still tried to see if he'd stop. Let me tell you what he did that you black men tend to do, and it's the older guard. Do you know why we fell out completely? Over a woman. Over the white chick that comes on the show. Lana. Who's 33 years old. Tim is 56 years old. He liked that woman. I didn't know it. He found it offensive that the woman liked hanging around me. He went and told the woman, but she showed me, let me listen on speakerphone. Went and told the woman, "Well, I heard you hung out with Tommy. You shouldn't hang out with Tommy. You know, Tommy got a chick." All this stuff. Tommy got a woman at home. What type of man does that? You got to think about where we are as people. When our older black men, and I told him, and when I got on the phone with him and talked to him, so that's why I don't mind saying it, I was damn near in tears. I told him, I said, "Tim, I look up to you." And I said, that's the problem with the black community. We don't have enough black men who are older who try to befriend and teach the younger people. You're trying to steal shit from younger men. Why would you even want a woman that's 30-some-odd years younger than you and try to take that woman from a man and you don't even know, you never even been with the woman? It would be different if he had been with the woman. He had never been with the woman. So why are we having this argument and fight? It was sad to me. It was sad to me that somebody I looked up to was willing to screw me over. And the last thing I said to him, I said, "Tim, I donated $100 to your movie. How much did you donate to my movie?" He responded to me and let me know he's in a financial bind. I said, "Yet and still, you wanted to get $15,000 a month from me. So what you wanted me to do was finance your lifestyle. That's fucked up."
It really makes you wonder exactly what kind of guy comes running to the defense of someone who said these kinds of things about him. If Tim didn't know that this is what his new best friend has been saying about him all along, then that just makes him clueless and naive. But if he does know about these attacks and he's still this guy's biggest cheerleader, then that would make him something a lot sadder.